Midwifery Business Consultation was started back in 2017 with a passion to expand access to business support, resources, education for midwives all over the United States. My own private practice had closed because I didn't have the knowledge and the resources that I wish I would have had. So I've spent the last few years really growing and expanding the knowledge base for finances, tax, legal, business, education, resources, strategies for midwives that we are not taught in school. So we're very passionate about expanding the midwifery business mindset so that we can expand the growth and sustainability of midwifery. These are the different ways to get a hold of us. You can email us. You can check out our website. We have a Facebook closed group with resources and a lot of amazing things out there for you. The whole point is to help inspire midwives to dream big and to make those dreams a reality. We help with business planning, we help with funding, we help with growing a team. A lot of older style of midwifery was solo, doing your own thing, simple, serving your community. We are challenging midwives to really create larger scale business structures where they can impact their community and make greater impact and support more students coming out, more resources, more ancillary services under one umbrella with the midwifery model of care. So we definitely are passionate about pushing midwives to dream big. Don't let those barriers of funding and time and resources that are a mental barrier let you stop you anymore. The whole point of Midwifery Business Consultation is to inspire, advocate, and empower midwives to really attain what is possible for any of us. Too many midwives will pick the safety and security of working for somebody else, starting small and simple, and having the challenge of not scaling up appropriately because they didn't have the proper resources, tools, mentors on their team to make that a reality. So we really want to challenge each and every midwife to have the best possible practice, the different strategic planning steps that are needed, and be able to be that resource with them throughout the planning process, from what type of business structure to make, to opening the practice, to growing the team to wherever you want it to ultimately be. We have many new consultants on our team. I'm Leslie Cornwell. I'm the certified nurse midwife that started Midwifery Business Consultation in 2017. Deidre DeGrotto joined our team a year ago, and she's been an excellent resource for more of certified professional midwives, home birth practices, professional development, a lot of collaboration, cooperative support levels that we're creating amazing strides all over the country. Kristen Hayward is a certified nurse midwife that just joined our consulting team. She has been an amazing nurse midwife, opened up her own women's health clinic right in the pandemic. She's growing great, doing amazing things. I asked her to join our team to help expand the services for women's health clinics, nurse practitioners, that aspect of our service line. Anita Hernandez is a certified professional midwife that has a wonderful birth center in Kylene, Texas the last few years, and she's been really doing great things with improving her systems and flow and her business processes. So she's an excellent resource for small-scale birth centers while I'm still supporting the large-scale birth centers. Additional people that have joined our team: Sandra Maltiva is an amazing registered midwife in Canada. She has an extensive background with business, mentorship, being a midwife educator, and high-level board director, legislator roles. So she's going to be an excellent resource as we expand more internationally with our service line. Shantae Hawkins is an amazing midwife advocate that is phenomenal with strategic planning, breaking things down. Her background is extensive in nonprofits, foundation, grant, really doing big dreams and breaking them down into bite-sized steps for midwives and birth advocates. Mandy Froelich is a financial planner, has an independent practice with a team of attorneys and lawyers underneath of her. She does extensive work with business consulting for alternative practitioners, chiropractors, naturopaths, Reiki, and we've been expanding her into the midwifery service line. So I'm very excited to have all these amazing ladies on our team. The different services that we focus on consulting, and that could be business, it could be marketing, tax, legal, finances, mentorship. Consulting is a very broad word of how can we as the experts in these various aspects of the midwifery industry help you to be successful, whether it's just brainstorming ideas of where you should even go first, it's finding funding for your business plan. It's now the strategic operational stages of opening your practice to scaling it up, to improving systems. We can help with whatever aspect you're looking for. The business planning, I think, is what most people tend to go with us to do. We help you create a really strong business plan that you can take to an investor, you can take to a bank, you can get an SBA loan. So you aren't using your hard-earned cash to open that practice. You're now being able to do it with other people's money and get your team from day one. And then the administration support side, we can help fill in the gaps of when you don't have an extensive team and resources under your belt. We have some really cool packages to help save some time with policies, consents, educational handouts, agreements, human resources, templates, orientation, anything you need for paperwork processes to get your practice going, we have for you. Some of the various subset consulting services we are very heavy with birth centers and home birth practices. We've been helping a little bit with women's health clinics, niche services, and really starting to expand more into nonprofits, financial planning, and international support for midwives. The business planning component could be anything that you guys are looking for. Definitely birth centers, the accreditation process. These are some key aspects of business planning that we focus on. A lot of risk reduction, getting you a plan and a setup for how do you handle this, estate planning, getting you a revocable living trust, getting all these business strategies in place so that you have a plan. What if something happens to you? Who's the new business partner? How do they handle the day-to-day operations of your practice if you're not around? Really creating good systems and tools and processes. We can help with making the business plan, the finances, the projections, hiring and training your staff, getting your teams going, creating accurate fee schedules, getting that funding. There's so many creative ways to open a practice, and especially nowadays, there is just such high demand for the services we offer. It's really easy to get funding when you have a strong business plan. The last thing we talked about is that in administration support, it doesn't matter how much money you have at the beginning, having a strong team and saving time for them to work on that customized local things while we get you 90% of the work done, especially for those birth centers with the accreditation process. We save people thousands and thousands of hours with our bundled toolkits to make it just implement so much easier. These are some of the things that are part of those administration tools. We can help with staff training manuals, policies, procedures, business plans, templates for women's health clinic, birth center, home birth practices, educational handouts for GYN care, maternity care, newborn care, consents agreements, very common things with procedures and things common with maternity care, sample budget plans where you can use our tools and templates based on national averages of what people get paid, what's the average reimbursement, what's the average overhead costs look like for the more common midwifery practices. So the whole point of being able to be a resource with midwifery business consultation is to set midwifery business standards. There are a few resources out there, and especially when I had my own private practice, it wasn't really much in existence. We need to expand and grow midwifery, have these amazing tools in place and use them. We live in a society where it's very fast-paced. There's a lot of regulatory changes, high burnout rates, and so it's really, really important we have a strong foundation to our practice that can have resiliency, can have exit strategies, can have ways to handle the highs and lows with emergency accounts and backup plans and exit thought processes of how you're going to handle A, B if it comes your way, marketing campaigns, community analysis, the list goes on and on. So we want to help to give the midwives a really strong business system so that they can give excellent care and their team can have tools and templates to reference to make sure that they have things in place to handle patient complaints, to handle near misses, quality measures, the list goes on and on. We want to make sure that we're not just getting midwives out there. We want to get midwives that are strong leaders. They think like business owners, which is a rare thing to come by with midwives. So we really want to get you to think about how you can make a sustainable, long-standing practice. There's different consultation pathways we recommend to people based on the services and the timeline of where they are in the planning process. One of the most common ones we support with are the birth center planning pathway. It could be as short as 6 months to up to a year and a half, 2 years, depending on how complex your business plan is. If you're building a space versus you have a turnkey practice to go into and leasing it, and depending on the regulations in your state, they're going to have different timelines. But we definitely have a step-by-step plan. We help you to conceptualize what's your ultimate dream and how to get there, the business plan, the implementing of the business plan, and then once the doors open, supporting and hitting those strategic goals you've had throughout the process to be slow and steady progression versus you grow too fast because you can't handle the influx demand, or you didn't have an exit strategy, a what if scenario figured out for whatever your business is bringing your direction. The other thing we help with is a lot of the certified professional midwives graduating from school planning their home birth practice. It's not nearly as comprehensive as a birth center is, but it's still just as important. You want to be able to think about, when do I hire my first staff? How do I train my birth assistants? What supplies do I need? You don't need nearly the startup cost as you do for a birth center, but it's still great to get a loan and have a cushion and have a team from day one versus you're being self-employed and gradually adding your staff as the extra money comes in. That increases the chances greatly of burnout and exhaustion. So it's the same core concepts. It's just a shorter amount of time. You're going to conceptualize, what do you want your practice to look like short-term, long-term. You're going to work on a business plan with us. We're going to implement your business plan. And then once your practice opens, it's growing based on the trends and the goals you had. When you hit this many births, you're going to have this many people on your team. There's strategic things you really want to have in place and a plan for. The last thing that we've just started expanding on that I'm really excited is helping more midwives, particularly nurse midwives that want to leave the hospital setting but don't want to be on birth call, open their own dream women's health clinic. I talk to midwives and nurse practitioners all over the country, IV infusions, med spas, traditional women's health clinics, primary care, sexual health clinics, counseling, telemedicine. The list goes on and on and on. So there's so many wonderful service lines that midwives can fill in your area, online, traveling, whatever you want to do. So we love to help midwives in this aspect because it's desperately needed across the country. And it varies greatly, 3 to 9 months, depending on if you're buying, how big, how complex, what the service line looks like. So it's the same core concepts. You're going to talk with us about your dream, what it's going to look like. We're going to help you make a business plan, get the funding, implementing that business plan, getting the right supplies, getting the timeline of hiring, training, getting your EHR system set up, and then once the practice opens, getting you growing that marketing campaign and expanding to the level you want to be. So we are the specialists that have birth centers, home birth practices, women's health clinics across the United States, but we are expanding internationally. We are doing a lot more service lines, helping out other birth advocates. We're starting to work more with doulas, lactation consultants, nurse practitioners, physicians, chiropractors, people that are needing help starting their own private practices and businesses. So definitely reach out to us if there's things that you would love to learn more about our services. We have various online trainings if you're not quite ready for some online, some in-person or virtual consulting services. We have some amazing courses to get you started, and it'll really accelerate your consulting time by doing these first. So we have a generic midwife business course that I strongly encourage everybody to take. It's very core essential things that all business owners should know. We have a very popular birth center course. There are 2 variations of the birth center. There's the introductory one that's about 20 hours, and then we have a planning pathway that's about 6-8 months that you would use in conjunction with a larger scale birth center. We have a home birth practice course that's about 15-20 hours, a women's health clinic business course specifically for those service lines, 15-20 hours. And then there's other great courses. There's billing and coding, there's quality, there's creating great teams, there's a lot of clinical courses. We work closely with Empowering Midwifery Education and their instructor team to make side-by-side learning opportunities based on your timeline and style. All these, you have lifetime access, you get great downloadable tools, templates, you can re-listen to things, and then come to the consulting time when you have really detailed, customized questions going on. So there's a lot of things to think about with your practice. The whole point of Midwifery Business Consultation is to support midwives wherever they're at. If they need a new direction in life, they need leadership support, they need help brainstorming what type of business structure would work best in their area, or they're open to moving anywhere and they want to open a birth center, we are that resource. We connect you with the best of the best people across the country. We help you connect with great marketers, billers, lawyers, accountants, planners, financial planners, so that you can leverage those experts that we've worked so hard to get on our networking team. So your baby is your business, and we understand that completely. We can relate to you as a midwife and that work-life balance and time management and how to be a strong business owner and interviewing and hiring great teams around you. So we want to help you plan, produce, and prepare to have that amazing success in your life. I know it's possible for each and every one of you. In summary, Midwifery Business Consultation was created and designed to serve midwives all over the United States, and now we're expanding more international base. We want to challenge midwives to grow strong businesses, private practice, niche services, midwifing the midwives, serving their community on whatever capacity they want. And there's a lot of key essential things that need to be addressed and covered with the consultants, the experts in that field. We want you to accelerate your success, decrease the unnecessary time, money, and headaches that happen because midwives just don't know what they don't know to search. So we definitely are excited with our consulting team that we've grown and the resources we have available. You can set up discovery calls, complimentary, just to meet the consultants, learn about the specialties, resources. We have so much to offer midwives and birth advocates wanting to expand their private practices and their dreams into a reality.